Alright, well, the next step is we need to clean up the brass a little bit. This was pretty dirty, and so I chucked it in the lathe, ran some 220 or 320 grit sandpaper over it just to kind of clean up a little. Now it's going to leave a lot of scratches, but that's okay. You're going to have to get through them, clean them off anyways. I had to clean off. It had all sorts of schmutz and gunk and wax and goodness knows what from the buildup in the drawers over the years. It's always really important to, you can do it in such a way that you're going between centers. If you have a center here and then a live center down here, the most important thing is that you get a nice powerful turn with a lot of torque to it. You don't want it slipping because it kind of defeats the purpose clearly. And a very important factor, of course, is that you need to be true between centers. Okay, so if this is spinning even slightly out of true, the decorative bits and bobs and rings and everything, lines you turn on your ferrules are going to look quite terrible. They're going to be off, wobbly, and they're not going to look right. So you have to make sure that that this is true. So right now, even with this chuck is really old and has been beaten for the last 10 or 15 years. It's got a little bit of play in it, but right now it's got a little bit of wobble, but it's not enough that it's going to affect it, especially because I'm going to be all the way down here. I'm just going to do one medium-sized ferrule and just kind of go from there. It's just kind of a demonstration one. I don't generally make this size ferrule. This is a 11/16 diameter, outside diameter. It's the either 0.028 or 0.032 thickness. So it's got plenty of meat in there to accept the lines and still retain its full strength. So right now it's just spinning nicely, and I would probably want this. I'd probably have to do the lines. I think 1500, 1600 RPMs would be the least I would go. 2000 is a little more reasonable to get nice clean lines. Any more than that, you can really, if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you can really kind of take too big of a chunk out of it. It'll look kind of off balance, and the disaster happens a little too fast. So we'll slow it down. Now you're not going to be able to see what's going on here if I leave it just plain brass. So I'm going to take some bluing agent so that this will be blued. So when you see the lines cut, they'll show up as a bright shiny brass.